Hi, everybody. Okay, we're back. Technology, we made it happen. Oh my gosh. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another Girl Talk. It's late and my kids are sleeping, so let's have a party. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are doing fantastic tonight. I've got one of my very, very best friends on here, Miss Amee Gleave. If you're not following her, you've got to make sure you do it on Instagram and also on Facebook. And I told her that she has to bring her dog on here. So is there any dog lovers? Drop us some hearts, give us some comments if you love dogs. But Amee, I can't even believe it. She was just telling me, she goes, can you even believe, Sarah, that I'm a dog mom? I'm like, no, I really can't. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. But you guys, look at her dog. That dog is so cute. Oh my God, that dog is cute.
Surprisingly, I love him more than I thought I would.
Yeah. So how old is your dog now?
6 months.
Yeah. So 6 months, and it's a golden doodle.
Right.
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 And what did you name him again?
His name is Clutch. I'm like, don't ask. It's like the clutch in a truck, or coming in clutch, like in softball or baseball.
Yeah.
My girls.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, like, her girls are like incredible athletes. Like, they would kick my butt any day. And so I love that they named your dog Clutch. I think that's like so cute. Oh my gosh. My kids are begging for a dog and we're just not giving in yet. I'm just like,
call me first. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen, but I know a lot of you guys have probably seen, like, on Facebook, like in social media, everybody is getting dogs right now. It is so crazy. Like, and it's not helping us, for those of us that are trying to, like, not get one.
And to stay strong.
They're everywhere. Everyone's like, oh, look at my dog. I just got this dog. I'm just like, oh my God, you guys are like breaking me down slowly but surely. I know, Cynthia. I know everyone's saying get a dog. I grew up with dogs, and so did Tony. You guys want to hear a crazy story even before we get into this? So check this out. My son Hudson has been begging for a dog. Amee, I don't think you even know the story. Begging, right? So I'm like, Hudson. So I'm like trying to, like, we can't just go pick a dog. He thinks we should just, like, go pick a dog anywhere. I'm like, Hudson, let's get on the internet and, like, let's look around and, like, let's see what kind of dogs you want. So he goes, Google, microphones, dogs, and, all these different pictures come up. And I kid you not. So he goes through all these pictures and he finds this picture of this dog, right? And it's a husky, right? Tony, and like, kind of to backtrack, Tony actually grew up with huskies like his whole life, right? And so, number one, I don't want a husky. It's ginormous, but I do want to get I think I want to get a Pomsky, which is like Pomeranian and husky together. Cutest dogs ever. Anyway, so back to the story. So he's on there. Oh, Tony's mom's on here, by the way. So I don't know if she knows the story. Hi, Laura. So Hudson picks out this picture of this dog, right? All the different types of dogs. And he's like, I want that dog. And it's like husky, right? First of all, crazy. And then I'm like, well, Hudson, if you get this dog, like, what are you going to name this dog, right? And he sits there and he's thinking and thinking. Mind you, he's never talked to Tony about a dog. Tony's like never talked about, like, what his dog's names were, like nothing, right? And he goes, I want to name him Lucky. Dude, that was the exact name of Tony's dog that was a husky.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Or like one of his first dogs, right, was Lucky. And we're like, oh my gosh. And I looked at Tony looked at me, and I was like, he's like, we can't do it. Like, we're not ready yet. But isn't that crazy? Like, it's so wild. So we're going to break down and get one. But, I know it's like another kid, and I already have 3 kids, Tony included. So if I get a dog, then I have 4 kids, and I'm a single mom basically, and I don't think I can do all that. So we're just going to kind of like, Lori, that's a sign. Get the dog. I know. So I hope you guys are you guys are like staying sane in the midst of all this craziness. And so I thought I'd come to you guys and just give you some good news and breathe some life into you guys today, and just love on you guys. And if you're having a glass of wine, cheers. I'm actually drinking out of a Christmas cup. Anyways, hey, whatever it takes, you know what I mean, at this point. So, but guys, I'm excited to have Amee Gleave on, and Amee and I have been, oh my gosh, we've been buddies for how long now? Probably 9 years.
I'd say a little over 9 years.
Yeah, a little over 9 years. So we've had a chance to really kind of just experience life together. And if you don't have somebody like that, you got to find somebody. And if you're looking for some new friendships, oh my gosh, we'll be the first to say, hey, pick us. We'd love to be your friend. And but Amee, let's talk a little bit about like your life. You have like an amazing story, and you know, married to a just killer guy, 2 great kids.
Yes.
Great mom. I totally inspired. I love the fact that you have older kids, because like I can come to you because I have like a long way to go. So like you've already gone through all the phases that I'm just starting to go through. So I'm like, help me. How do I do this? Which is great. A lot of my girlfriends, their kids are older. So, oh my gosh, we've got so many good people, even on social media, that I get a chance to watch and see where I'm like, oh, that's a great idea, or oh, that's a great parenting tip. So it's just really cool to see people like just pour their life and just tons of great wisdom, right, on social media. So it's really cool. So so let's talk about you. That's why we're on here today, right? So tell me a little bit about, like, tell everybody a little bit about your story and how you grew up, and you know, like what makes you tick, you know?
So I love the same thing. I love being a little bit ahead of you with raising kids, because I'm always like, Sarah, you just wait. Just wait. When you tell me stories, I'm dying laughing. I'm like, I've been there, but you have no idea what you're in for. So just like you said, Sarah, I am like, some people will call it the captain of your own shipwreck, the hot mess express. You described it perfectly when you sent me the little meme of like, this girl cleaning the room and she's distracted by every piece of like clutter that she brings out. Like that, I just live like fast, crazy, a little unorganized. I am obsessed crazy about my 2 teenage girls. And, you know, people will say, are you a helicopter mom? And I'm like, I am clearly not a helicopter mom. I am a lawnmower mom. I am like right there. If I'm not with them, I want to know where they're at, who they're with. I'm kind of that crazy mom. I know nothing about sports, but both of my girls are extremely athletic. And I find myself at a lot of sporting events. And literally there's like this story of this mom who's at a volleyball game and the ref is doing this, and the mom jumps up and she's like, that is not a travel. And the girl is like, Mom, that's a sign for a substitution, not a travel. And that is literally me. Like my girls come sliding into home and I'm like, touchdown. I'm the mom that brings the treats and the sparkle bag to all the ball games, and you name it, I am just up in their business, right? And if I can embarrass them, that's what I do. You know, I am married to the hottest hunk of burning hunk on the planet. We've been married for 26 years. He is this hardworking farm boy. And I literally married him when I was 19 because that's what everyone in Utah does. Like he was super hot and all my friends were getting married. And thank the heavens above, did I ever hit the jackpot with him, right? So my friends always say that their husbands say, if I had $1 for every time my wife said, if you were more like Clint. And so that's just a compliment to him, right? But Sarah, you know our story a little bit. I mean, things have not always been a cakewalk for us. We were married 13 years, got stuck in our very first trailer house that we lived in and could not find our way out. And it had nothing to do with work ethic. I'm literally married to the hardest working man alive. We were both working, sharing the same car. And I tell a story about being really embarrassed when I had our second baby, of not wanting someone to know where we lived because I was embarrassed. So I had to make something up so they wouldn't come like over to our house. And you know this, one of the other things that I've battled is I battle self-image, like my weight. And however, that's a hurdle that I always talk about. Like I jump over that weekly, monthly, one thick thigh at a time, right? Like I get over that hurdle. But like,
oh my God, that's hilarious. I've never heard it.
Yeah, people will say that, I don't know if I can do what you do because you have so much confidence. And I'm like, girl, I face so many battles and internal self-image battles. And however, I've learned confidence. Being around people like you, Sarah, surrounding myself with girlfriends who believe in me more than I believe in myself. So that's a little bit of my backstory.
Yeah. Wow. So you got involved. So fast forward a little bit. So you had a brick and mortar business, right?
Right.
Wedding gowns and like everything,
Wedding
right?
decorations. I decorated homes also for a living, but for almost 10 years, I did weddings, and not just dresses and bridesmaids and tuxedos, but I actually would physically go and set up the wedding, do the flowers, the whole thing.
Wow. So obviously you loved it, but I mean, I think still at the end of the day, I mean, there's probably definitely some challenges with a brick and mortar, right? Especially, I mean, could you imagine nowadays, right? Like trying to do all that. I mean, I can't even, it just seems so daunting and, well, literally impossible, right? Right now. Unfortunately for so many people, it's heartbreaking.
Sarah, like I absolutely loved it and I loved people, but I think like a lot of American dreams, right? Having your own business, you turn something you love into something that you kind of detest.
Yeah.
Never got paid unless I was there to flip the sign open. I was a business owner in our town and living in a trailer and embarrassed to have people know where I lived. Like,
Wow.
in honesty, they say, oh, you own a business, but we've all heard it, right? The business owns you. And I just became unhappy. Like felt like I was grinding and grinding and grinding and could never get ahead. And Clint and I own a couple of businesses now, and we know kind of the ropes of both sides. But I love what we do because there is I'm not paying employees or workers' comp or flipping the sign to open or all those things that come with that headache. It was definitely set the road for success now. I learned a lot, but oh my goodness, I am so glad I do not have that store anymore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, so obviously, I mean, you run a very, very successful online business. I mean, millions and millions of dollars every single month, right? And incredible team that you get a chance to work with every day. And I think that definitely times are changing. Times have changed. I think that for a lot of people, I think they know they need to change, but it can be pretty scary at the same time, right? Maybe talk a little bit about change. I know you've gone through, a big transition with change just all the way around, right? I mean, I'm talking physically, spiritually, emotionally, like all of that stuff, right? And, I'd love for you just to kind of maybe share a little bit about, what it was like for you to make that change and like how you kind of were able to kind of maneuver through all that, right?
Yeah,
even though it seems so scary, right?
Yeah, Sarah, I think just like now, we have heard the word pivot so many times recently. Like if you have a traditional business, it doesn't matter what it is, whether you're a hairdresser, own a construction company, a big corporate office, we have to learn to pivot and be adaptable and resilient, especially right now. And I cannot tell you, I am like, thank you that I have this business and all that it's taught me along the way. But Sarah, when I got started in this profession, I am telling you, I was the girl with the folded arms. You know this, the girl that was like, I don't know if I like the labels on the shampoo, right? Like I had all these reservations of, why not? And it was really that I was just afraid of myself. But I had to really, and I would challenge everybody to do this, I had to really think about what this type of business was. People will say, it kind of has maybe a different reputation. And I never had a negative feeling about it at all. I have tons of friends that work in direct sales, network marketing, promote some type of product. But when I actually sat down, I remember going to Clint and saying, what if really getting involved in something like this? What if what they say is true, that you can make as much as you want? I knew that I had work ethic. I knew that I loved people. And I really just kind of had to shift my thinking. And once I wrapped my head around it, it was like, get out of my way. Like I wanted it faster. I was like, I don't have to like clock out at 5 o'clock or go home. I could work this business whenever I wanted. And if you fast forward till now and the incredible, amazing team and income and experiences that we've had, And if I ever had the opportunity to go back to another type of business, like all the things that I know now, like that I don't have to have overhead and a building and tons of inventory and employees and workers' comp and all of these things. And we still have a traditional construction business. My husband runs a concrete company. And whenever we have those pains come into our life, I am like, hallelujah, for our social retail business. It just is such a blessing.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to talk a little bit about, like, I want to kind of shift gears a little bit. I mean, I love talking, business and all that, but I also do feel that, there's also a lot of people that watch and they're on social media and they're scrolling and, they are just kind of hanging out right now. You know what I mean? Just kind of like lurking, kind of like, hey, let's just see what happens next, kind of living day to day. I think, I just think that there's a lot of people, and I've been there too, that, maybe want a better quality of life, know they deserve it. But at the same time, there's so many things that they feel like a lot of times they are coming against, like kind of, they feel like they're kind of going against the grain, right? Or hitting their head up against the wall, or, waiting for the next shoe to drop, or, not feeling like they feel like they should be a lot farther ahead than they really are, right? And I know that, we've had lots of conversations where you're just like, man, Sarah, I just had to like go through this stuff in my life and just really work through it all to have these like little mini breakthroughs in all these different areas of my life. And, I'd love for you to maybe expand on that a little bit and talk about, kind of what did you have to work through, to have those. And because, I did a Facebook Live once that talked about how it's like so many people are like waiting for their breakthrough. Mm-hmm. And the reality is that you make your own break, right? And most people don't realize that. So they're waiting, kind of hanging out. And I'm like, you got to work through your junk and your crap and kind of shovel through all of it to make your own break. Like, otherwise you might be waiting a long time.
Yep.
So, let's talk about that a little bit.
Sarah, I think as entrepreneurs, I think the biggest thing to realize is this is our calling, right? Like, we've been called to do this, but we get in our own junk, like we get in our own way. And I would recommend to everybody, if you feel that tug or that feeling in your gut that you just know you're made for more, it means it's there for a reason, right?
Exactly.
But I think that most people, and including people that you and I work with, it's fear of failure or confidence that they can't do it. That I also went through some battles of past success being more crippling than the fear of failure. Like we have these roadblocks, right? Like, one of my roadblocks I talked about before has been my self-image or my appearance. And the greatest thing, because I have best friends and mentors like you that talk to me about, girl, that's your superpower. Like, because you're real, you're so relatable. Like, if you were perfectly polished and the perfect size and never a hair out of place and your life wasn't a hot mess express, people would say, well, she's amazing and so polished and perfect, I can't do what she does. And when I embraced that was my superpower, that was my strength, it helped me at a whole new level of breakthroughs. But I will tell you, even myself during this time, like understanding that I've had some reflection. I've said to Clint, like, how much do we have in savings? So grateful for what we have, but I've also been like, dang, I need to appreciate what I have.
Yeah, and exactly.
I think that there has been a shift happening. We are right in the middle of it, but people are not binge watching Netflix. They are not watching television and television commercials. They're binge watching online social media. We have what has been like 170% increase just on Facebook and Instagram. And we have the opportunity to have a business that's where we build it. Like, I share a product Modair ships it to their door, and then they pay me a paycheck. And we don't have any of that other garbage that I talk about. It's just absolutely brilliant. I know it was I thought it was a good idea to show you my dog, but my dog is going crazy. I will be right back.
There's a bunch more people.
Okay, I'm like, oh my God.
No, go get your dog and bring your dog on here.
Oh my gosh.
They want to see your dog.
He is so crazy. And he's spoiled and just wants my attention right now.
You guys look at this dog. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He just wants all my attention. I am telling you. Those of you who know me, like, they would have never thought I would have had a dog, Sarah, but we put it off for 6-7 years, and we finally pulled the trigger, and super glad we did. But it is definitely like having a new baby. Oh
my God. You know what? He's literally like staring into the camera, looking at everybody right now.
Like, I want this. The thing is everyone's like, it's going to be so easy. We'll all help. Well, prior to all of this that happened, everybody else left and went to school, and I worked from home. So guess who was home staring at the dog, or the dog was staring at me? Pretty crazy. Anyway.
Oh my God, that dog is so cute. Marilyn creeps on, and she's like, that dog is so cute. Aww. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
You can go for a summer stay at Aunt Marilyn's house. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, exactly. So, you know, I know you were talking with me, you know, earlier about, you know, for you, there's, you know, a couple of big roadblocks, right? That you kind of worked through even just in the last year. And, you know, I don't know if you're open to maybe kind of sharing those a little bit, but I guarantee you that there's somebody on that needs to hear that, you know, they need to hear that message.
I think first, Sarah, that I would share is that people sometimes will view me as successful, right? They're like, you don't have any problems. You're Amee, right? Like, people always say, remember to check on your strong friends, right? Sarah, you get that a lot. You just have it together. You are strong. You lay it down and get stuff done. And what a blessing it is to be partnered with you, by the way. Like, I am here because of you, and just the way that you and Tony serve is unbelievable. But sometimes we forget to check on our strong friends. And I will tell you, every new level is a new devil, right? Mm-hmm. You just face different challenges. And it's no secret that some of mine is I get stuck in this place of the things I know I'm capable of creating or doing. And I kind of, when I get back to the root of it, there's two things that always come to mind. And one is I'm not having fun. And you know, my personality is a high blue, and I am motivated by fun. So I get off track on the things that are not fun. I don't love the details, the techie stuff. I love the relationships and the people. With that being said, I always get people that say to me, well, is it hard to build a business online? And I know some of their roadblocks are what some of mine were, where they think an online business means you have to be really good at like internet and coding and search engine optimization and algorithms. And that's not what it's like at all. Like, I am the most tech challenged person, and proof positive that you can build an amazing business. And then the second,
I second that.
I would say that the second roadblock that has gotten in my way has definitely been, you know, past success and wondering if I want to take on a new project, if it's something that I'm able to break through. And I've shared this in the past, but I think if we can always remember to come back home to the place where we love to create, where that when I said I believe we have a calling, right? I believe we truly have a gift and a calling as entrepreneurs. I think if you have that stir inside of you, that's where you need to be. And remember that it's about helping other people. It has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with eyeballs on you. And that's just been a huge breakthrough for me. And I think that I am embracing the fact that I'm not polished and perfect. And that's why I'm a valuable asset as a leader, as a team member, as a success coach, as a speaker. All of those things is because people can relate to me. You know, Sarah, you and I talk about like what makes you ordinary and what makes you extraordinary. And I have to, instead of being not enough in my ordinary areas, I have to realize that that's my gift to other people, because they look at me and say, man, if Amee can build an incredible business the size that she has built it, then I can do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah, lastly, I would say something that's really changed for me is with this business, we win a lot of experiences and escapes and trips. And you know that I love travel. Our last trip was to Costa Rica. But when I sat back and realized that seeing a team member like cry in their room with their spouse, and their spouse saying, this is what you've been working for, that changed me. And I'm like, I am really here like on a mission to help people identify their greatness and know that they can do it too. Mm-hmm. I think that the roadblock I always go back to is confidence. People say you're so confident. And I'm like, I wasn't always confident, but there's two ways you can get through that roadblock. And one is surround yourself with people who believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And luckily I was smart enough to do that with you. A quick story about Sarah and I is I was at a generic event, what do we say, 8-9 years ago. And I walked into the room and I seen this woman in a hot pink suit, blonde hair. And I said to myself, I will get to know that woman before I leave. And, fast forward, here we are in business now. We've been in business almost 6-7 years together. And thank goodness I listened to that instinct that you and I needed to connect on a much deeper level. Because
and thank goodness we don't have to wear suits anymore.
Yeah, exactly. With working from home, everybody's like, we're working from home. Like, we do this all the time, right?
Business on the top end and party on the bottom. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, what's interesting, Amee, we've had so many experiences together. I think one of the things that, I know even like for myself personally, and I've never really even shared this actually yet with really anybody, but, we had a chance to fly out to Milwaukee. What was it? A couple months ago now, maybe not even that. And we had a chance to go to this incredible workshop by a gentleman by the name of Pete Vargas. If you guys don't follow him, he's incredible. And so find him YouTube and whatever, Pete Vargas. And we had a chance to spend a couple days, and just obviously it rocked our world, right? And what was so interesting, guys, is like we went there to just learn how to become better storytellers, how to speak from our heart, how to do a better job of communicating, getting our message out, like all this stuff, right? And I will tell you that it, for me, was so good because I was so out of my comfort zone. Is unbelievable. And I mean, it was nerve-wracking, but it was so good because it just it reminded me, like, this is what it feels like to be out of your comfort zone, right? And we all know, and if you don't know, like, the way that you grow is you grow when you're uncomfortable. Like, if you are comfortable right now with where you're at, like, you are not going to grow. Like, you're like, success is not going to come. Like, you've got to get to that place that you fall in love with the unknown, right? You fall in love with being uncomfortable. And I have really kind of worked on myself, or where I do push myself to do these things that are uncomfortable, because I know that when I'm uncomfortable, in my mind, like, I get so psyched because I'm like, I'm freaking growing right now. Like, I'm growing. Like, this is exciting. Like, it's awesome. And I want to encourage you guys, like, if you're in a place right now that you're feeling uncomfortable, oh my God, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, soak that up and don't look at it as a perspective of like, oh my God, this is scary. But you got to be able to, like, flip that switch and have that perspective of, this is freaking amazing right now, right? Because of the growth spurt that you're going to be going through is just, like, incredible. And so for me, like, just those 2 days, like, I went through a massive growth spurt that my brain hurt for 2 days because there was so much growing and so much, like, kind of like just kind of rewiring on some things, just helping me get better, right? All the way around. And so, I know you probably experienced the same thing, but it was uncomfortable, but I'm just so, grateful for that opportunity just to get better. And just kind of, like, you guys know, like, I'm always continuously going, how can I step into the next best version of me? right? Whatever that looks like. And so I want to encourage you guys, like right now, with just everything that's happening right now in the world, like it's your time to really, like Amee talked about, going from that ordinary to extraordinary, right? And even like the other day, Amee, like it was Easter. So it was like, isn't that so weird? I feel like it was, I don't know. Anyways, Easter was interesting, right? But I'll never forget. It was crazy. The day before was 65 degrees, and then the next day we got 7 inches of snow. It was like a blizzard, right? It was a total trip. But anyway, so I'm out there. I'm looking outside at the snow, and I think I was kind of probably like a little bit, just disillusioned by all of it, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so over winter. Like this is crazy. But I remember I was just staring out the window, and I was like, it's funny because I just started talking about, in my mind, I know you probably do the same, like all the little things that I'm grateful for, right? Oh my gosh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. And I know because in the world right now, there's a lot of stuff happening. And I'm like, man, I'm so grateful that I have all these good things that just as heartbreaking as it really is, a lot of people don't have that right now, right? Mm-hmm. And I just looked out the window and I said, you know what? I'm going to get excellent at something right now in the midst of all of this. I don't really know what it's going to be, but I'm like, I'm going to get excellent at something, right? Something new, right? Something new, exciting, something that I feel uncomfortable about or whatever. And I want to encourage you guys to go, I'm going to get excellent at something during this time, right? We all have a little bit more time on our hands, even though I know a lot of us are juggling a lot with being parents and all that. But I want to encourage you to go, I'm going to get excellent. I don't know what you want to get excellent at, but pick something, to get excellent at, So why I just told you guys all that, I have no idea. Somebody needed to hear it.
I agree.
Somebody needed to hear it. Oh, Josh Higginbotham, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Josh.
Oh, we love you. Yes, Marilyn, little things, little blessings every day, right? Yes, lots and lots of gratitude, lots and lots of gratitude. So, Amee, do you have any like last minute kind of comments, thoughts? What's going through that squirrel brain?
I would just say something that is so important that you absolutely can do. Sarah, you talk about like, I'm going to get excellent at something. When you talk about somebody like who needs shorter assignments, right, to stay on task. When somebody has given me a goal in the past, if it's like 30, 60, 90 days, or whether it's fitness or business or getting excellent at something that really changed me. I think it comes from Miracle Morning. Justin Prince shared it with me, but it's the 10-10-10 rule. And it's how to go from unbearable to unstoppable in 30 days. And 30 days seems like a lot. A lot of times we get on day 6 or 7 and we quit, but 10 days is doable. So any activity that you can do for 10 days. So say it was building confidence, right? One way to build confidence is get up and get dressed every day, show up, especially with what's going on right now where it's easy to stay in our pajamas, but literally getting up and looking the part, being the business person that you want to be. But for 10 days, I can do anything. On day 4 or 5, I've only got 5 days left, right? Well, for 10 days, the next set of 10 days, you become uncomfortable. And the last 10 days, you become unstoppable. But so I would just recommend breaking it down into 3s. One of the first things in the confidence is in building your confidence is literally like looking the part. If you guys want the 5 steps to confidence, you can message Sarah or I and we'll send it to you. But that is probably the thing that's helped me the most is the 10-10-10. And then Sarah, lastly, just check your environment. Right now, it's crazy news. Even getting down that rabbit hole in social media when you could be building a business or getting like excellent at something. Who are you surrounding yourself with? That's the thing that I love the most is the tribe that I'm blessed with here. And like Sarah said earlier, like you can sit with us, like come and join us. Really like who are you surrounding yourself with? And are they people that pour into you, that help serve you, that help build you up and give you that confidence until you have it yourself? But that's all, girlfriend. Blessed to work with you. I love you. And thanks for having me on tonight.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so good. I forgot about that 10-10-10. That is so good. I got a couple of things I need to implement with that.
It helps.
For sure. Oh my gosh. For sure. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you, Amy, for being on. And we will talk to you guys on the next Girl Talk. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Good
Take
night.
care.